Alright guys, hey, how's it going? Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a quick little demo on how to restore tags on lathes and other machines. I did my South Bend Heavy 10 here several months ago and I had a few guys ask me how I did it. Well, here we go. First thing I do is I polish it. I buff it. You can clean off if there's any chip paints or any paint chips or anything, clean those off. But then I buff it. If you got a little Dremel, you can buy little buffing wheels for those and a little bit of compound. I've got a big ball door buffer, but either way, it works. So I buff them, so then it'll look all nice when it's done, hopefully. And then the next thing I do is acetone the crap out of this thing. So get everything off there, take either a paper towel soaked in acetone or a Q-tip and get everything off there, and you can see I still got a little bit of red on there, but that's not a big deal. As long as it's not really thick, it shouldn't show up, and your paint will probably be pretty thick after you're done here. Next step is we paint it. So let me grab some paint and we'll paint. Alright, so I masked this off, and the reason I masked that off is because they're little tiny letters, and I don't want to do it. If I do it, I can always do it later with black or something, because they don't show up very well. Anyways, and I don't really want them red. So we're going to paint this red. So spray paint of your choice. And there's one shot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this dry. So I'm trying to get you a good, there we go. You can see it's not really thick, but it's still enough to cover, hopefully enough there. So I'm going to leave this dry, and I'm probably going to do another coat because I can still kind of see, and this is an implement paint they get from implements, hardware store, whatever. But we're gonna let that dry. It's an oil base, so I'll probably let this dry for a good day. And I'll come back, probably do another coat. Well, depending on, you can recoat quicker if you want. Maybe I'll come back in another hour or two and recoat it. And then tomorrow, or probably 2 days from now, I'll check this and make sure that it's not, because it stays kind of tacky for a few days, and you want it to fully cure before the next step. So we'll wait a few days, let that guy put another coat on, let it dry, and then we'll come back and we'll finish it out here. Alright, so this guy sat for about 3 days now. And I can come over here and take this tape off because we don't need that anymore. Be somewhat careful when you tear it off so you don't accidentally take anything off you don't want to. Alright, so look, it's already half done. Next thing I'm going to do is, I can't remember what I used last time, but I think I'll use 600 this time. So this is my surface plate. You can use a piece of glass or anything that's really flat. 600 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to turn it on that side and start, if you can get a hold of it. Ah. Sanding away. There we go. A little lighter pressure. So this takes a while, but it usually leaves a pretty good finish. So you can see there we're starting to get some. I'm actually going to bring it over here and do it on the edge here. So you can start to get something going. Alright, starting to get some in the middle. And you'll probably go through quite a bit of sandpaper here. But you just want to take it slow. And you can see I'm getting some up here, which I don't really want. The other thing too is this has got to be pretty flat. So if it's not really flat, you're gonna have issues with taking paint off of places that you don't want it to. Actually, a piece of, let's try this. Piece of masking tape on there to get a grip on it. That works better. Just doubled it up. So we're starting to get. So I'm gonna work on this here a little bit, and then we'll see what I end up with here. Okay, so I'm that far, and I'm starting to get some bad spots here, so we're gonna change gears. I'm gonna try some polish. I'm gonna have a few bad spots here, but that'll be okay. So the old brass O works pretty good. And just put it on a paper towel and start rubbing away. Alright, so this isn't working out quite as well as my South Bend ones, because my South Bend ones had quite a bit more on them. So we're going to go to the next step here. Alright, so here's the next step, the non-fun part. Take a razor blade and scrape away what you don't want. This is super tedious, but it actually works pretty good. Alright, so there's most of it, so let's try some Brasso again. Alright, so there we go. It's not as nice as I would like it, but it's okay. You can also come in here with like some of these little letters like here, you can come in and clean them out with either a pin or an X-Acto. Get those looking nice too, but that's very similar to the way I did my South Bend plates, and I'll show you a picture of those here at the end. But there you go, there's one way, and I should have let this dry a little more. I don't know if you can see it in between these lines here. It was still pretty wet. Not pretty wet, but kind of wet, so it tore a little bit when I was scraping it out. But it looks a lot better than it did. There wasn't much left in there, and I blew a little piece of paint out right there too, and I sanded through right there. But little trial and error. It worked okay. My South Bend ones look a lot nicer because they were had more of an embossing on them. This Atlas one doesn't have much of an embossing on it, so there's not much of a relief for the paint to get into, but it still worked pretty good. So there we go. If you guys like that, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions. Feel free to ask me any questions. And until next time, stay safe on your machines and shoot safe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video. If this is the first time you've checked out one of my videos, please take a minute and stop by my channel and check out all the other videos I have on there. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. So till next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by.